I'm back in another video. This is going to be another plush review. Rather than reviewing one plush, I'll instead be reviewing two. Now, the plushes in particular I'm going to be reviewing are Moxxie and Millie from Helluva Boss. Now, Moxxie and Millie are two of the main characters from the show. I got both of these from Shark Robot. We'll get back to this. So we're going to start with Millie. Now, Millie is voiced by Vivian Nixon on the show, though Erica Lindbergh voiced her in the pilot. Granted, the pilot isn't exactly canon with the rest of the show, except for one scene in particular. I do think Millie is a great character overall, and she's good at kicking ass. Vivian Nixon does a great job voicing her. There is someone who I know from Twitter who said that Millie is her favorite character. Luna is my personal favorite, but we all have our preferences. In my fanfic titled Underground Hounds, Millie was riding around on a 2017 BMW S1000RR because I felt like that'd be the perfect motorcycle for her. Granted, she didn't do any racing, but was instead a spectator. Now, the plush does look pretty accurate to how she looks on the show, perhaps even more so than the original plush. Even though I never got the original plush. I'm going to set her aside for now. And now to talk about Moxxie. Now, he's Millie's husband and is voiced by Richard Horvitz on the show. And I think he absolutely kills it with the performance, pun intended. He also works as the voice director on the show, which I think is kind of cool. I do think Moxxie is the funniest character, and I remember when the pilot for Helluva Boss was uploaded nearly 5 years ago as of the making of this video. People were going nuts over the fact that the team behind the show actually got Richard Horvitz to say fuck, which is something that he regularly does on the show. It is a known fact that Moxxie's aim when firing a gun isn't very good, meaning that he would not make it if he were to encounter John Wick. Then again, virtually no one survives an encounter with John Wick. Come to think of it, Moxxie wouldn't survive an encounter with Aeon Flux either. Anyways, the funniest thing that happened to Moxxie on the show was in the episode Spring Broken, where some fart knocker stuffed into a keg. He drank some of the beer and came out shit-faced. That made me laugh my ass off. One thing I should mention is that in my story, Underground Hounds, Moxxie was riding around on a 2011 Kawasaki Ninja ZX14. On a side note, the plush looks pretty accurate to how he looks on the show, and is better looking than the old plush, despite the fact that I didn't get the old plush. Okay, so now last year the episode Unhappy Campers was uploaded, and ended up being the most hated episode of the whole show with 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb. It was also the episode where Moxxie and Millie got the spotlight, but everything just fell apart. The songs were weak, the sing-along was completely pointless given the fact that none of the other songs on the show have that. The writing sucked. Moxxie acted up like a self-centered asswipe. The reveal of Barbie Wire was wasted potential, and Luna was barely in it. The episode was written by Adam Nalen, so there's no excuse why it shouldn't have been good. If I were to binge watch the whole show tomorrow, I would skip Unhappy Campers because of how much of a catastrophic failure it was. I know the Cherub episode has also gotten a lot of shit from people, but even people who like that episode can agree that Unhappy Campers was not a good episode. I stated before that Unhappy Campers was the one episode that I didn't like. It isn't like Moonfall where it's so bad it's good. It's just bad. There was one bullshitter on Twitter who calls himself Ray Squid who claims that the episode was drag-phobic, which sounds even stupider than any of the takes from Mr. Enter. It's been more than a year since that episode was uploaded, and I have not rewatched it. It was just that bad. On the opposite side, the most loved episode is Truth Seekers, which has a 9.1 on IMDb. The action in that episode reminded me of the John Wick movies and the Kingsman movies. Don't be surprised that the people working on the show have actually seen those movies. And now to talk more about the plushes. I stated before that I got both of these from Shark Robot. Now when the pre-orders for the plushes opened up, they came with exclusive enamel pins. In hindsight, I probably should have pre-ordered them to get those pins, but just getting the plushes is better than nothing. Overall, I like these plushes, and they will be featured in my next video, which is going to be a review of the Tron Legacy soundtrack, so look out for that. On a side note, I still want premium plushes of Vortex and Beelzebub. And now's the part where I question you. What do you think of Moxxie and Millie? What motorcycles do you think would be perfect for them? Now, what's your favorite episode of Helluva Boss? What's your least favorite episode? What other characters from the show do you think Shark Robot should make premium plushes of? And let me know in the comments. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify you of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another review.